Record.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the Internet is Awesome MemeCast for another week on this quarantine saga.
Like it.
I'm TS, and I'm here with Boomer. How's it
Yo. How are things?
going? Good. Well, relatively speaking, better than where you are, I think. So
Yeah. This. I think I mentioned last week, but I haven't really been paying attention to the news all that much. I know that Spain went
Really?
up to 10,000 deaths this past week, but no, this past week, like psychologically, I think it finally hit me. Like, shit, I'm in quarantine, stuck here for 2 months, so my like level of productivity went down. I was talking to a number of my friends who are also in the same state, and the same thing happened to them. So maybe it's like once you're in 3 weeks, it like finally hits you. You
Oh
get over
yeah.
the shock. Your nervous system might need some time to readjust or to relax. But no, the beginning of the week kind of sucked. It was also raining here for a bunch of days, rather than like the perfect sun that we have all the time. So yeah, it kind of sucked, but doing good now. Also, not freaking out with all the like thoughts of having germs. Like, went to the store again, and I'm not too totally concerned about that. So maybe my
Oh
brain
yeah.
got over that as well, which is nice.
Well, I'm still in that stage. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even leave the house. So my wife
Right.
had to go drop off mortgage papers, and she just stopped in the parking lot and passed it through the window to the guy,
Smart.
and then burned out. Ran away.
Yeah, right. Crazy life, man. Crazy. Well, shall we get into some memes?
Let's do it.
I think we got a bunch today, so
Okay.
I'm looking forward to it. All right, first one.
Oh God.
That face.
Is this mine or yours?
Yeah, this is yours. Go ahead.
Okay. So when both your son and prime minister of your country test positive for COVID-19, but you have the power of immortality. And this is like a common meme subject that's going around, is that the Queen's immortal. So this was, I think, even maybe before COVID, but since now that it's hit, it's like all these at-risk seniors, but not the Queen, because she's immortal. So. But her husband, her son, the prime minister,
Yeah.
I think we got another Queen one coming later, so
Yeah. Awesome.
brace yourself.
That face is so freaky.
Yeah.
Okay, what the hell is this?
Okay, this is I don't even remember what it is, but so it's I think it's something like the USA being number one. So we got USA. So he's got the gold medal, he's got the middle fingers. Oh no, it's the bronze medal, it looks like. And so then we have China, Italy, and USA, 80,000 cases. So the USA is celebrating because they're on the podium. And this meme's like a few weeks old, so now USA is number one. Number one best coronavirus country. Yeah. But yeah, you get it.
I get it. Yeah, I didn't understand until the very last part of the meme, but great and scary at the same time.
But now they're over like what, 300,000 or something?
Is it? Oh, I have no idea.
I don't know. Don't quote my numbers. So yeah,
I'll check it out.
I do check them daily.
United States coronavirus 321,000. Oh my God! Yeah. So this is already last week 80,000 cases. So in 1 week it's tripled, and more than tripled. Okay, moving on to the next meme.
This is mine too.
Yeah.
So this is what the U.S. did a couple weeks ago too. It's the entire country. We just want healthcare and job security. The government. I'm gonna pay you $1,200 to fuck off. Fuck off, Laney. That's his name, right? Because that's the USA's policy. Like a lot of countries have these ongoing social support programs or whatever, but the USA's one-time $1,200 payment for everyone.
Crazy.
Yeah, this is kind of funny.
Yeah, but I think this might also be rolled out, like continued. From what I've heard, there's lots of like debates with the high level government people that are trying to decide whether this happens continuously. I think right now it's just like an initial one-time payment, but there's still like 10 million Americans that lost their job in the last month. Like, that's insane. You can't just give them $1,200 and expect them to survive. So yeah, I think this is the first time I've mentioned, but yeah, I also have another podcast where I talk about technology and its impact on jobs. And this is like a super interesting time. I mean, horrific, of course, but also interesting for like the universal basic income people to come out. And they're certainly trying to push universal basic income as like the way forward. And it seems like this coronavirus crisis might actually push it forward in a couple of countries.
Well,
To
you
what
know what
extent, I don't know. Go ahead.
some people say is too that like this is just the start of kind of like our generation of catastrophes or whatever. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, not necessarily there's gonna be more viruses, but there could be more things that disrupt the economy for everyone. So if we have automation and the
Climate
universal
change.
income,
Yeah,
then it's
yeah,
a lot more security for a new era.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Time for things to change.
Yeah, definitely. There was also a quote I read this week. I'm getting off topic, but this is interesting nonetheless. There's also a quote that I read this week from an article saying something to the effect of, "The only time that anything changes is during a crisis." And I think this is the first like real crisis that you or I, or I guess our millennial generation, is ever really living through. Um, and it seems to be that that's the case. Like, look at all the change that's happened only in the last month compared to the last decade, where it's only been growth and kind of continuing with things as usual. So yeah, very, very interesting times that we live in.
Yeah. Next. Okay, is this mine or yours? I don't even know. I think I saved it. I don't know. Okay, so
Yeah,
we got
go
normal
ahead.
people. Oh, because this is like quarantine, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
normal people in quarantine, it's like, oh, I can't go outside. Gamers. I just love that face.
That's great.
People with small kids, yep. And healthcare workers on the front lines.
Yeah, yeah. Very, very realistic.
Yeah, I like this one. But
Yeah, the gamers
Tom
one is just
Cruise.
great.
You know, it's not just gamers, but any type of introverted
Yeah,
person or professional.
And I think this Tom Cruise face also is involved in many other memes, right?
Oh
Even
yeah,
the normal people, I think I've seen it before as well.
this is a classic one.
Yeah. Awesome.
We need more Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
When's the last time he did a good movie like Mission Impossible? But
I have no idea.
Mission Impossible 5. He needs to do another one.
Yeah.
Anyways, no movies for this year. Anyways, they're all delayed. So
Okay. Yeah. Here's the other queen.
I am inevitable. I am immortal.
That's great. Yeah.
Anyways.
No need to describe that one any further. Again, yours.
Yeah. So this is not really COVID. Well, maybe it is because he's dead. So when you're dead, but someone commented that you died because you were vegan. There's actually a big like anti-vegan meme movement. Like there's lots of anti-vegan memes.
Sweet. Let's do an episode at some time in the future. I mean, I'm vegan, so I'm more than happy to look at what kind of vegan anti-memes there are out there. I know that there's a couple good vegan memes as well, so maybe we can have in the future, maybe when we're tired of talking about coronavirus, we can do that. Awesome.
For sure. Okay. I don't know why I included this one. I just laughed. It's stupid. But so my sense of humor has deteriorated to the point where I find this funny. These aren't my glasses. Okay.
I think 3 weeks of lockdown are having an effect on you as well. Next.
I haven't even read this one. What is this? Oh, so January, war. February, forest fires. March, pandemic. December, and then it's Flash Player will no longer be supported.
That's so ridiculous.
Okay, I hope that's the last of mine because they're getting stupider.
Yeah. I think this is kind of funny. I mean, this is also the like one that came years ago where it was like, you know, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You have it like the base, you have like housing, food, water, and then there's like some guy writing in like Microsoft Paint or something, an extra one below with Wi-Fi in big red font. So this is also showing like, yeah, you know, our silly you know, internet tools are being put on the same level as like real problems in the world. I think it's funny. Okay, next. So yeah, This is the longest something made in China has ever lasted. I think this is great.
It is a
I don't get
monkey.
the monkey, like the sad monkey, but the
I think
text
it's just
is
a
awesome.
bored monkey. Yeah, like you're saying, it seems like now week 3 or week 4 for some people is like it's finally boredom's finally setting in. So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
like at least us, we still have our 9 to 5 jobs, so
yeah.
we're not too bored really. But some people, they're on EI income and just sitting at home doing nothing, watching Netflix, playing board games.
Yeah.
I actually kind of wish I had that and could bring
Well,
out some of my
well,
board games. But
don't, don't,
no, okay, I don't wish
don't.
I was fired
Yeah,
or something.
yeah. Careful what you wish for. But this also makes me remember of, it must have been like 2 months ago or so, month and a half ago, when I just randomly saw these quick video clips of people in lockdown in like Wuhan. I think it was already a month after the lockdown in Wuhan, and I was seeing these very short video clips of all these people being creative in their houses, being like dressing up really weirdly, and like there's this one mother going on like those traditional tours where you get one person with like a flag and a headset, and they're going around, say like Vancouver, and they're giving a tour for some 50 Chinese people, and everybody is walking behind them. So like this mother in the house had a flag and was walking around the house giving a tour to her little family. So
Oh, wow.
people were clearly getting bored like 1 month in, and all
Yeah.
these video clips were coming out, and I was just like, okay, well, whatever, this is a Chinese thing and I don't really need to pay attention to it, but this might be what's going on with us now.
Yeah, because I just heard today, I think, or yesterday, that's like maybe I'm sure you've heard this, but Spain lockdown has been extended another 3 weeks.
No, I didn't hear about that.
Okay, well,
Of course,
get
of
ready for
course.
another 3 weeks.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
that's
And
different too, because like lockdown is like official lockdown. Like here in Canada, I'm not actually in lockdown. We're just in recommended physical
yeah, yeah,
distancing,
yeah.
so they recommend you stay home. But I can still go out for a walk around the block or whatever. But you can't do that. So
No, no, no. We're in like full quarantine. Like the whole
yeah,
country's in full quarantine. Like if you go outside, you can get I think it's like 1 to 4,000 euros fine and maybe up to a year in jail. Like it's really strict. I've only been outside of my apartment 3 times in the last 3 weeks. It's crazy.
well,
Moving on. Right. So the first word you see is where you are going in April. What's the first word that you see there, man?
absolutely nowhere.
Exactly. So just
Actually,
nowhere
I
fun.
did see nowhere first, but then I looked a little more and I noticed absolutely in the middle, and then absolutely nowhere.
Yeah. Exciting, specifically for my case.
Yeah, because I was planning to go on. I don't even know if you knew this, but I was planning to go to Spain later this year. But
Yes,
that's
you had told me.
yeah. But now I
I
don't
had,
think that's
I
gonna
mean,
happen.
I had several trips planned. I was going to Istanbul. I was going to go to the Netherlands a couple times, but yeah, everything's canceled, and I'm stuck here in the apartment, looking at memes.
Yeah.
All right. All right, so let's flatten this curve too. So maybe not super funny, but I think very important, right? So you got time versus climate risks, and then business as usual, and then the kind of flattened curve where when sustainability is a priority, and then the horizontal line, the Earth's capacity. So
Mhm.
not super funny, but I think this is something that many people are starting to talk about now too. Again, going back to one of our first ideas, where crises are the one things that actually make transitions happen. Like, how many years have the climate crisis people been pushing for sustainable energy, different sort of circularity models? Like all these things have been pushed so I mean, by so many people. I also work in this sector a little bit as well. But it's only now that maybe the general population of the planet will really take heed and some things will actually be changed.
Yeah, and I heard too. Well, I didn't hear, but I saw a post that was like people saying, "Let's get back to normal," and it's like, well,
Mm,
back to normal was also a crisis. So maybe we
yeah,
can actually learn something from the measures that we're putting in place here. Like, look at how many people are working from home, and
yeah,
like I don't know about everywhere, but my business especially, like the leadership were surprised that our production was exactly the same, even better than it was
yeah,
when we were in
yeah,
the office. And it's like, yeah, we're responsible adults and we have all the technology to work from home. So let's start doing it more often and cut down on needless commutes and all this. So
Exactly. Yeah, I think this is one of the big transitions or transformations, if I can even say, that many businesses, whether it's the entrepreneur or the employee, are kind of understanding across the world right now that remote work, this kind of digitalization of work that has been pushing forward for decades now, is actually possible. Again, it just a crisis was required in order to have this transformation maybe sink into people's minds. So I think it's a very exciting time. I think we're all, you and myself, are also very fortunate that we still have our jobs and we still have income. Not the case for millions of people across the planet, but yeah, it could be a very exciting and beneficial time once this is over. So moving on.
Okay. Oh, this one's mine, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is the dinosaurs about to be extinct, and they're like, "Oh shit, the economy." So this is like Donald Trump.
Yeah. Very, very poignant, I think. So.
Yeah. Next. Sorry, I got some distractions. Can you hear?
No, not at all.
Someone wants to be on the podcast, but I sent him away. So.
like that father. Remember the viral father when he was being interviewed on the news last year, and he pushed the kid out of he pushed the kid's face away, and the nanny came rushing in.
I think it was his wife, wasn't it?
Okay. I have no idea. Anyways, too funny.
So this was mine too, but 2020 can't get any worse. April is like, I don't even want to know. Like, yeah. That's just a joke. April's not necessarily going to have something new, but it's probably just going to be a continuation of the same.
Yeah.
Do we want to think how it can get worse?
We'll see. We shall see.
This is a great picture, like the
Eiffel Tower turned into the Tower of Sauron. Is it? Yeah. Look, Ma, human, you don't touch it. They carry diseases. And the face, I don't know if you can see my mouse, but the face of the mother possum is great.
This guy, oh wait, go back to, he was playing Animal Crossing on his Nintendo Switch.
Oh, okay. Well,
so that's
good spot.
That's the trending game right now.
Okay.
I don't have a Nintendo, so
I don't even know what a Nintendo Switch is. Okay, moving on. Wash your hands, guys. They're coming. And then the coronavirus is like running, stampeding toward them. And there's a little T-Rex. I can't wash them. Wash your hands, Rex. I can't wash them. Somebody help me. Ah! Yeah, it's incredibly stupid.
Just jump in.
I just love it. Yeah. Yeah, and then his friends are running away. So good. Moving on. Hey, this is something that actually really impacted me this week. So you have a brain and a tongue. And the brain says, see nothing good. Oh, see? Nothing good. Check it again. We're just bored. I said, check it again. I want to look again, but with lower standards. Sigh.
Yep.
So after 3 weeks of being inside my own apartment, I mean, I cook reasonably well. I'm getting a little bit more creative with my vegan food, I guess. But yeah, I still, go out with friends and eat at restaurants relatively often. And not having that opportunity, the food gets a little bit boring. So I think this is also the same situation where many of my friends and many people across the world are just kind of eating junk food or eating things to how do I say, diversify their food. Not necessarily healthy, but we all get bored with too much routine.
Yeah. I cracked open like a jar of pickles that had been in the back of my cupboard, but they're really good. I like them because it's something different.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Oh, yeah, awesome. What are we going to do tomorrow, brain? The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Stay home to flatten the curve. I love it. I mean, maybe many people haven't heard of Pinky and the Brain. I think it's from Animaniacs all the way back in like the early 2000s or even before then. I certainly watched this a lot. I definitely watched this a lot when I was a young kid. Anyways, if you don't get the reference, sucks to be you. Actually, you got lots of time. Go and watch Animaniacs, the Pinky and the Brain. Great cartoon back in the day.
This is like before Rick and Morty. This is.
Oh yeah, way before.
This definitely wasn't. This was still a kid's show, but it was kind of opening into that area of humor, like the kind of ridiculousness.
Yeah. Maybe I'll go watch an episode today and see just how adult like it was, because I remember the like Brain is this small, smart, intelligent mouse, and he's got this ridiculous idiot for a laboratory mouse partner / roommate. I'm sure there's like some darker mentions in the episodes. Got nothing better to do. All right,
Yeah,
moving on.
I'm watching Disney movies, so I'm kind of looking for the more adult references.
I'm sure there's lots of those. Okay. So, oh yeah. So, as this crisis deals with the potential for vaccinations, the kind of anti-vax movement is being talked about quite a bit as well. So, this is Dr. Grover. And some mother, I guess, is talking to him. So, you'll vaccinate my child over my dead body. On hearing this, Dr. Grover challenges the mom with a room temperature IQ to a no-holds-barred, winner-takes-all death match, after which he triumphantly vaccinates the child over her dead body.
Nice.
So, yeah, I guess we don't need to go into it. Next.
What the hell? Oh, so it's the only thing that's working. I get it.
Yes, yeah. Very much similar to the previous meme. I think there's been 2 memes that I've brought in where religion uses these old, antiquated beliefs to kind of stop or want scientists to take care of it, whereas science actually does something that's tangible in the real world. My atheism roots are coming through.
I've seen some religious leaders taking note, like for example, the Pope's giving online masses where the square in the Vatican is completely empty. So that's a good sign. But then on the other side of the scale, there's like preachers in the U.S. that are still packing tents and
selling holy water and whatnot as cures for the coronavirus. Yeah. I mean, of course, not all religion is the same, but many of these bad ideas are continually perpetuated through religion. But yeah, that's another. Maybe we can have like also a religion episode where we talk about faith, and I'm sure there's tons of memes out there for that. Okay, another one. So I saw this recently and I loved it. So this is, of course, The Last Supper. However, if you also notice, it's in a Zoom call. So what we're using, there's 13 participants and everybody's clearly doing social distancing, and Jesus is the only one that's actually at the physical location.
I saw that one too. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I don't know why Zoom suddenly becomes so popular. Like, there's lots of apps that do the same thing, but is Zoom just easy to use and it works right away or something? But I don't know.
It's a good question. I don't know.
Like, obviously, it's very useful right now when everyone's wanting to conference. But
yeah, but I mean, so is Skype. So is we use Slack at work for texting. But maybe
Zoom's just better at handling large numbers of people all in the same video conference. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But it's certainly being used quite a bit.
Yeah.
Mr. President, the country is going crazy. What's your plan? Trump released the Tiger documentary. So that's funny. I think this is reference to, is this the Tiger King?
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep hearing about it, but no, I haven't seen it yet. Have you?
We started watching it. But yeah, both my wife and I are not really into this type of reality documentary or whatever. Okay. I'm sure it's entertaining, but it's just like I'd rather watch something else. Yeah. I know I'm a bit of a wet blanket here, but I'm sure it's great. I'm sure it's hilarious.
I have a friend in America, and we were talking last Tuesday, and she was saying, it's like one of the best ones that she's seen. But again, maybe it's for how do I say? It's closer to her because she's actually living in America, and this happens there.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I think it's like it reveal. Well, I haven't even seen it. I shouldn't be talking about it. I think it reveals parts of American culture that is there, but it's kind of still hard to believe. But this actually like puts a camera on it.
Oh, interesting. Well, that's what documentaries
happens down in Florida.
Yeah. Well, that's what documentaries are for. So, anyways, maybe next week I'll have gotten bored enough to watch it. We'll see.
This one's mine. It's just stupid one. This is a sign in a restaurant. So it says free online delivery, but the way it's done is like you see down there at the bottom. Because it's the layout is like completely not readable.
Yeah.
Why didn't they put it left to right instead of And they're
Maybe it
in the
was like a
bottom line.
Japanese store or something like that, where but they read the text in a different way. Who knows? I get
Anyways,
it.
this one was stupid, but it just made me laugh because this is kind of like a dank meme or whatever.
Okay.
I have no idea what the reference is, but okay. So dolphins have returned to Italy. Meanwhile, in Japan.
I love it. Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's great. I mean, maybe that'll happen in April. We'll have the Godzillas and the giant dinosaurs or whatever they are come back.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Okay, great. Good half-hour show.
As always. Yeah, man. So favorite one?
Maybe I'll have to go for the first Queen one. Yeah, just because I've been seeing so many good Queen Elizabeth memes the last few weeks. So, but the dinosaur one was also good.
Yeah, yeah. The Queen one's pretty good. That face.
Yeah. That's been around for a while, but it's very relevant.
Yeah, so much so. All right, terrific.
What about for you?
I like the monkey one. I think the text was better. This is the longest something made in China. I think the picture should be different, but the text is really good. Yeah, and the dinosaur one's pretty good too. Right on. Well, I'm gonna go back to work.
Okay, so with that, we're signing off, and follow our Instagram. The internet is awesome, and we'll see everyone next week.
Perfect. Thanks, man. See you later.
Bye.